Welcome back, guys, to another video. In today's video, we are going to be playing Marvel Rivals, and we're going to, of course, be doing an Ironman guide. As you can see, I have a tad bit over 22 hours on the hero, and I am a Lord. So, I only like to do guides on hero if I am Lord on them, because I feel like only then do I have an understanding of how to play them. Now, this video is going to be more about general, more advanced tips rather than just the abilities, because anybody can get the abilities. In fact, you can just press F1 to get the abilities, right? So, I'm going to tell you some info. Now, Armor Overdrive is Iron Man's main ability, and a big mistake is I see a lot of people, if their team is here and that's the enemy team, I see them poking down main and just activating the ability. And then, going in and doing what they need to do. But the problem is, if you're activating your ability right here, everybody can see you. And there's a brief countdown. Let's put it on so there's no cooldown. There's a brief countdown right here before you activate the ability. For example, you see that time right there where I couldn't do anything or fire, they would have killed me if that Elsa Bloodstone was looking me in the eye. Or let's say it was like even worse, like a Psylocke who counters Iron Man pretty hard, but Star-Lord does it more. If I activated my ability right here, boom, boom to the head, and I'm dead. Right? So what we need to be doing is we need to be activating the ability behind a wall before you peek out. And imagine I'm coming back from spawn, my team is here, they're dead. I know the enemy's right here from peeking, so I'm gonna activate my ability right here and then go in and start dealing my massive damage, right? The big thing on Iron Man is you can't be super high up, even though he's a fire. You can't be out in the open because people will take you down. You have to stay down and be next to your team, and you will always win. Moving on to Iron Man's ultimate, you will notice that the charge-up time is so long that you almost will always get killed. Like, look at this.
Maximum pulse!
And you're screaming, maximum pulse! People are going to come find you, right? And what I see a lot of people try to do is they will, like, go flank the enemy team, but then they're just going to all turn around and kill you, you know what I mean? So you have to be a bit more, technical with it, shall we say. Now, while going for a big ult of, like, 5 or more people is great, sometimes just killing 1 or 2 people that have their ultimate abilities, like supports, can be game-winning. Imagine it's overtime. This is your convoy vehicle, and the supports are over here. If they pop their ult, you will lose. So, you stop them. It will either force out their ult too early before they get to the vehicle, or it will just downright kill them. So, yeah. You should be using Iron Man's ultimate as a way to stop other ultimates from winning the game. Now talking about Iron Man's flight, one of his best abilities if used correctly, it's pretty strong, right? You can go super fast with it, get out of the way, and other stuff like that. You may be like, what is the downside of using flight? If anybody on the enemy team has headphones on, they will hear you, and they will all look at you. So, going back to the ultimate, don't use your flight if you're about to use your ultimate. They know this will happen, and you will die instantly, right? Instead, use your normal movement. While this isn't as loud, it is still pretty loud. So you still have to be careful. So just remember that while using your flight, you are very vulnerable. And while you're using your flight, you can launch missiles, which will be our next topic. Now, Iron Man's missiles are his weakest ability, in my opinion. This is because you can only activate them if you're flying or if you have Armor Overdrive going on. And just a little note, if you have Armor Overdrive on your E ability and you fly, you can't launch the missile, so you can only have one. If you have Armor Overdrive on, this is when I would use your missiles, not when you're flying, because with Armor Overdrive, the missiles from this ability, at least you can kind of control where the missiles are going. But when you're flying and using this ability, you have like no control of where it's going. Like, look at this. Even if I'm aiming right at the person, almost all those shots miss. So that is something to keep in mind when using the missiles, if you ever do. Now that we've got all the abilities down, let's work on a few animation cancels. So one of the biggest ones is you can actually power up and then use your ultimate to cancel your power up. So you could do this.
Maximum pulse.
And then you have your powered up version to do all of the cleanup you might have left behind. Using this ability not only allows you to clean up what you left behind on your ultimate, but it also just provides value because let's just say that you didn't use that animation cancel and you just did this.
Maximum pulse.
You have a long ult animation and then you're adding another animation on top of that, and it's overall just really long and somebody will kill you if you aren't careful. So it's also to benefit your survivability. Another animation cancel is when you're in your power up form. You can instantly kill a target if you do this combo where you launch missiles and then you do one primary fire. This will do enough damage to kill the target. Whereas if you just launched your missiles, it would not kill the target. But if you add a little burst at the end, it will kill the target. This combo is pretty unreactable. It can kill targets in less than 1 second. It's even stronger than like your Unibeam. It's even faster than that. Speaking of your Unibeam, you want to be using your Unibeam more than your actual attacks. This is because your Unibeam does way more DPS. The actual attacks are used for if you have like a straggle or something, or if you're out of Unibeam range, which is 15 meters by the way. So if I go a bit too high, I will not be able to reach them. Right? All in all, Iron Man is a very, very strong flying character that is great to use if they don't have any counters. Speaking of counters, what counters you as Iron Man? Hela and Phoenix and Punisher, the hit scans, are one of the biggest counters to Iron Man. This is because if you fly too high or you're too isolated from your team, they can easily take you down. Namor also is a counter to Iron Man, but I don't see him killing me as much. This is because his attack is a projectile and it's overall harder to hit. If you're strafing, make sure you don't go from side to side, but you do a figure 8 pattern. This is so that you never lose momentum. All in all, Iron Man is very strong, especially when paired with a couple good teammates. Iron Man likes to work with Ultron and Squirrel Girl, of course, because he gives them the team up. He also likes to work with other flyers because the more flyers in the air, the more harder it is for other people to hit him down because of how many other people will just be there. So if somebody, like a Hela, for example, if I was just by myself up here, she would kill me. But if I had an Ultron and a Human Torch, then she could single me out, but I could hide behind them. Ultron could give me his drone. Human Torch can go damage her, and I can follow up. It's easier to work with other flyers as Iron Man. And Iron Man also likes to flank, but you have to be careful with your flanking. So working with a Star-Lord on your team or Psylocke is also great too. But all in all, Iron Man is just a great character, and I feel like not enough people are learning him. He can dominate in low evos. This is because nobody knows how to counter him. Nobody's willing to switch to a hit scan. So I do think that playing Iron Man from like bronze to gold and maybe like platinum 3 is pretty strong, and nobody will counter you. If you do get countered, just switch off. You see, playing Iron Man, you have to be able to play other people. You can't just one-trick Iron Man. Because if you do, then you're just going to lose all of your matches. So, all in all, just play Iron Man carefully, be stealthy when you're flanking, and use the combos I talked about today, and you will always win. Thanks for watching, and I am going to be doing other guides next, like Doctor Strange, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, other strategists, and other tanks, and basically everybody, because I do want to cover everybody. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.